Trump's position on Taiwan is very, very different. I think the major change in terms of the U.S. policy towards Taiwan by a U.S. president. But even though his team has very different ideas, right? But the leader, for the first time, has a very different view on the Taiwan situation, which may not last. I mean, it may only last for the next 3.5 years, but it may not be U.S. position after that. Now, Trump's position in Taiwan is not essential to American interests. We have no responsibility to protect Taiwan, okay? If we protect Taiwan, Taiwan has to pay, first of all. Now, he doesn't think there's anything to do with the first island chain. This idea about, containing China by South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Philippines, and containing China. And this idea has been around for a long, long time. And presidents, no matter it's Democrat or Republicans, buy into it. But Trump doesn't buy it. His view, I think, is not unique. I read a military expert who tried to argue that present warfare, the way we are fighting wars today, has less and less to do with geography. Okay? If you think you can hold this island and contain China, even though my amateur's view, I don't know, how do you contain China by holding this view? The Chinese ship cannot go into the Pacific Ocean in case of war? I mean, this is a joke. Now, this guy arguing modern warfare has less and less to do with geography. The way we fought World War I, World War II is just tick for tack and inch by inch, fighting, killing a lot of people for nothing because you want to control this inch of land. But the present warfare doesn't play like this, right? With the drones and things like that. And the Pakistani-Indo conflict is a good illustration of this. From what we have heard, what happened is that you have 100 airplanes in the air, but they are 160 miles apart. It's like between Hong Kong and Guangzhou, right? And you have these two group of planes, 150, they're fighting each other. They don't even see the other guy, right? And they just shoot missiles and some successful, some not, and the war is over. So I think this guy is right, because the modern warfare is just, just ship fighting you or the soldier shooting at you and your tank hitting at you. Of course, that's part of it, but that's not the big part is in the sky, right? So if you spend all these resources defending this island, but this island is no longer significant in your real fight. So this is not from Trump, right? But Trump's idea is consistent with this view on modern warfare. That it's no use to keep Taiwan. Taiwan is not strategic to us, other than TSMC, right? The chip manufacturing capability of this Taiwan company. What my view is that on the Taiwan issue, we are facing a new challenge. That Trump, or a new opportunity, you can argue, that Trump's view on Taiwan is completely new and different fundamentally from the last 70 years of the US positions. But on the other hand, he has a very extreme right-wing, anti-communist, anti-China Defense Department and State Department and national security establishment, right? Now that's the US situations. And this become very delicate, both in a negative and positive way. In one way, is there a chance to make a deal with Trump? Right? Because he likes to make deals. He doesn't not like wars. He likes to make deals. Is it a possibility to make a deal with Trump? That's one issue. On the other hand, the extreme right in his government are definitely hunger for a fight, okay? Which we don't want to fight. So how to handle the situation is a new challenge. On the other hand, what's happening in the island is also a problem, because Lai Ching-te, I think the latest, when he published the 17 points, I was very shocked by what he says in the 17 points. And then he come up with say, we're willing to negotiate as long as equal partner, equal position, And you have to tell me, what do you want after a merge? And if a big company merged with a small company, you got to tell me, what happened after the merge. It reflects two extremes of his situation. First, his situation is very nervous. He's under a lot of pressures, particularly what happened in the U.S., which is the big backer of Taiwan. Now the U.S., the president said, we don't care about Taiwan. So he has to be nervous. On the other hand, being pro-independence, pro-separatist, and now he could suddenly come and say, we can talk, okay? Even though the basis is problematic because he wants an equal position to talk, which we will not recognize Taiwan as a proper political entity. So we are facing a new challenge in the caustic situations. It's a very delicate situation. Things can happen if we are not prepared. There's two possibilities. One possibility, we decide to do something, right? That's okay, because you make a decision, you're prepared for it. What the other is the other side keep pushing the situation and forcing you to act. The situation, for example, not long ago in the U.S. Congress or something, the U.S. laid out, we have 500 military personnel in Taiwan, which is the first time they officially recognizing, saying that we have 500 military personnel in Taiwan. Now, in terms of national sovereignty and security, this is totally unacceptable. Well, this is beyond selling arms to Taiwan, right? Which in our agreement in the 74, what we said is the U.S. promised not to elevate the level of arms sales to Taiwan. But obviously, it has been violating this for the last 40 years, right? And we just didn't do anything other than criticizing them. But now this time, they openly said there are 500 military personnel in Taiwan. This is completely unacceptable. But looks like we are not reacting too openly, too strong on this, I think. So this situation is delicate. It's very delicate. There might be things happening that force you to act. So if you're not prepared, then you're in trouble. Not prepared in many sense, not just militarily, all right? Politically and many other subsequent issues that would arise after certain action were taken. Of course, doesn't mean that I'm criticizing the government, because a lot of this preparation will not be done in the open. Now, they might have it, but nevertheless, that's my suggestions.